demonstrate another postcard, and this is going to use what I'm going to call the image in text style. This is a pretty common postcard style that you will see. There's an example of it from Boulder Dam, Colorado on side 179. Here, let me try to pull that over right here. That's the sort of style that we're going for right here. All right, so the way that we're going to do this, I'm going to sort of unwind a couple of the steps that I have already completed to show you how I got to this point. So with a blank 7x5 canvas at a resolution of 300, we're going to add in a gradient color just to make it a little bit more interesting and dynamic. So we'll use our gradient tool right here. We'll set our foreground and background colors accordingly. I'm going to make a Glenbrook South themed postcard, so I'm going to have sort of this golden color right here, and if I have my layer selected, I just draw straight down and you get the idea right there. Now I've added a texture on top. Now the way that I'm going to demonstrate this is by sort of showing you what I have already done. I found this picture on Pixabay, and just to make the image a little bit more interesting and dynamic, I pasted it over. But what I did is I changed the blend mode to soft light right here. So you can see that basically takes the texture or pattern that exists, but it applies it to this color scheme that I selected below. All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to create a text object, and I'm going to use a big bold font. This one is called Rock Grotesque. I had to add it from fonts.adobe.com, and it's Rock Grotesque Compressed Extra Bold. There's a lot of different styles in this family, and the font size is 135, and you'll see that my leading, so the amount of space in between lines, is set to 100 so that these are relatively close together, and then my tracking is set to 0, just sort of default setting. But you'll notice there's a slight arc right here, and the way that I achieved that is by clicking Command T, and you'll notice right here that I can set a warp. And so the warp that I selected is arc. This is just like using the envelop, distort, make with warp in Adobe Illustrator. So I chose arc, and I set it to 10%. You can see if I bump it up to 15, it becomes even more arced, like so. And I'm actually gonna, I kind of like that, so I'm gonna keep it like so. And now what we're going to do is duplicate this. So I have the old version right here, but it doesn't really line up anymore. So I'm going to show you those steps. Command J to duplicate. I'm going to go ahead and delete this for now. And with this layer, I'm going to turn it to white. All right, and then I'm going to use my move tool in order to shift it to get sort of this big drop shadow effect that you see right here. And I feel pretty good about the way that that looks. I'm going to go forward now. I'm going to add a stroke effect to the white right here. I'm going to put the stroke on the outside, and I'm going to boost that to probably 10 pixels like so, and I'm choosing a blue, a nice contrasting color. It also goes with the sort of Glenbrook South theme. I'm also going to add the text greetings from. I'm going to put that right there using the same blue as the stroke, and I'm using a font called Melissa Darling, and it's size 100. I'm just going to keep that one horizontal straight across. All right, so now what we're going to do is start adding photographs that we're going to set as clipping masks. All right, so I'm going to disable this layer mask and then turn it on right here. So you see I have this photograph, and what I want to do is I want to place this above the G right here, the white color G with the stroke, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to create a clipping mask. And so that's going to fit inside of the letters. All right, so now what I can do is I can position this so that I have like the quarterback right here just in the G. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a layer mask. I'll delete this one so I'll show you the whole process. Add a layer mask right here. And then I'm going to use my brush tool in order to paint out the part that I don't want. And basically what I want to do is add a photograph to each individual letter. Now, if I want to fine tune the placement, so maybe I want the quarterback to be rotated a little bit, I can uncheck this chain link, and then I can move this picture independent of the mask, which gives me the ability to make all sorts of fun, cool changes, as you see right in here. All right, so then what I would do is go ahead and add another picture. As you see this one right here, I'm going to add it as a clipping mask. Right click, create clipping mask, and then I will position it over here. I'm going to delete this layer mask and sort of reset it right here. Delete the layer mask and position, how about this guy right here in the L, rotate him so that he fits, and Perfect. Then what I can do is create like a selection right here. I'm going to add a mask that gets rid of most of it, which I can then edit right in here. All right, so your goal is to create a photograph behind each individual picture. You can, for this project, pull your pictures from anywhere, but whatever location that you choose, that's going to be the number of pictures that you need to have in the letter. Have fun with this, and best of luck to you.